Hello, I'm Mansur Mohyuddin, and this is Bank of Singapore Research. The economic outlook so far this year has been favourable to investors. In the US, slower growth and falling inflation should allow the Federal Reserve to start cutting interest rates from September. In Europe, growth is recovering from last year's recessions. At the same time, the European Central Bank, the Swiss National Bank, and Sweden's Riksbank have all begun reducing interest rates. In China, firm manufacturing and exports are keeping growth on track to meet the government's 5% target for 2024. And in Japan, the Bank of Japan has only slowly begun to increase interest rates to ensure inflation settles around its 2% target. But the second half of the year may be more challenging as several major economies hold elections. This year, voting in India, Mexico and South Africa has already surprised financial markets. France's snap election, called by President Macron, may lead to volatility in early July if either the far right or the far left unexpectedly wins a majority in Parliament and attempts to sharply increase the budget deficit. In contrast, the UK elections, also in early July, are likely to benefit investors. The opposition Labour Party is set to win a large majority, likely leading to more stable government and closer relations with the European Union. The most important election, however, will be America's in November. If President Biden wins, then inflation is likely to keep falling and the Fed to cut interest rates. But if former President Trump returns, then steep tariffs, tight immigration controls, and larger budget deficits may reignite inflation. We won't take a view on who will win in November, but we have raised our forecast for 10-year US Treasury yields from 3.75% to 4.25%. To reflect the risk of inflation rebounding next year. We therefore recommend investors take a more neutral stance now on fixed income, while keeping a modest overweight stance in equities. For more information, please refer to the mid-year outlook entitled Investing in a Multipolar World.